Welcome back to Daytime. Next up is a great challenge to tell you about. And the great thing about this initiative is there's no set time limit for it. So you can really, go ahead and do the 40 days and then 40 items at any time of year. Here to tell us more about it, I am joined by Shannon. He is the CEO and president of National Diabetes Trust. Sean, welcome back to the show. Great to have you here. And I think a good starting point, Sean, is to talk about the National Diabetes Trust and the role it plays. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure, happy to. Thanks, Derek. So, the National Diabetes Trust, we're the social enterprise arm of Diabetes Canada. So this is the business that solicits, collects, and monetizes people's secondhand clothing and other household items. And we gather it all up. We monetize it, as I say. We make a bottom line profit, and that bottom line profit, 100% of those proceeds go to Diabetes Canada in order for them to fulfill their mission, which is, of course, helping people affected with diabetes.
Sean, it's a really unique concept, and I wonder, if you can speak on the success so far, because, we get those calls and, hey, we're going to be in your neighborhood and people coming to your door and picking it up. I mean, people don't even have to leave home. How successful has that initiative been?
Yeah, well, this is as an industry has been around. Actually, most people would be surprised for decades and decades.
Really?
Actually, this notion of charities being in the secondhand clothing business. So, and that certainly has been true for us with diabetes. So, it runs coast to coast. Just some fun facts. Annually we collect about 100 million pounds of clothing and other small household items. And the interesting part is not only does that, of course, generate money for the charity, but it also gives all these items a second life and keeps them out of a landfill or keeps them out of the back of your closet where they're not getting loved.
Yeah, absolutely. And so do you partner up then with organizations that then sell the clothing and items for you?
That's exactly right. Yeah, we're not a retailer of it, so we do the collection and the drop off, and the monetization happens between us and retail thrift store partners. In our case, Value Village, which is a national secondhand thrift shop across the country, is who we primarily do business with.
Well, let's talk about this challenge. As I said, there's no set time limit. It's the 40 days, 40 items challenge. Tell me about the idea behind it and the concept.
Yeah, it's really kind of just a different spin or a different way for people to think about how they could do perhaps some of their winter cleaning, or maybe one day spring will come and spring cleaning, and just another way for us to think about how to do that. So often or typically people might say, oh, like this weekend, I'm going to try to clear out my closet, or maybe spend 2 or 3 or who knows how many hours kind of doing that. So this is another idea, just kind of playing off the 40 days before Easter, and that's why we're kind of promoting it this time of year. Right. It's just to say to somebody, hey, here's another way to think about it, is once a day, grab one item that has a second life in it that you think would be valuable that way, and just pick one item out of your closet or out of your drawer, wherever it might be in your house or your garage, and put it aside. Put it in a box, put it in a bag. Do that once a day for 40 days, give or take. And then at the end, you're going to have a pretty significant donation to make.
Sean, what kind of items are you looking for exactly?
Yeah, well, we divide them into a couple of groups. Clothing, the broader textiles. So beyond just clothing, that could include shoes, purses, bed sheets, bed curtains, curtains. It could be anything that's kind of soft goods that way, soft textiles. Of course, the key is that they're in still good condition. They're the types of things that you could imagine somebody, if they had the chance to see it in a thrift store, would say, hey, that's in pretty good condition. Obviously going to be at a good price, attractive price, and they'd want to buy it and utilize it. So that's the soft textile ones. We'll also collect and do household pickup for small household items. This could be kitchenware, perhaps that you've replaced. It could be cutlery. It could be small usable appliances that are still very useful. It could be books. All of these sort of small items, kind of the rule of thumb, if it could sort of fit in a small manageable box, because at the end of the day, we come and we physically pick it up. So one person is going to come and pick up that box. So I always say to people, if you can pick up the box yourself, then that's probably about right. If it took four of you to pick up the box, well, one of our folks who would be picking it up at your doorstep might struggle with that. So
Right,
just kind of think
right.
about it that way.
Anything that we should avoid? I mean, I'm sure you get some crazy stuff that get donated. What are things that you don't want people to donate?
Yeah, I mean, large furniture, there's obviously a market out there for large furniture, but that's not the business that we're in.
Right.
So certainly if you're thinking about trying to make a donation to a charity such as ourselves, you would find a different market for if you had a couch, if you had a large television set, those sort of items, that wouldn't be the business that we're in. It's very easy. If you went to our website, the declutter.diabetes.ca, we have a list of items that we both will accept and can monetize, and then those items that we just can't. Somebody else may be able to help you out with it, but in some case, some of those items aren't what we could handle.
Do you have a specific goal in mind for this initiative, Sean?
Yeah, we actually did the idea last year, so this is kind of the second year, the second running of it, and it people responded very well last year, and we measured, and we did about 7 million pounds of donations in about this 40-day period that we're talking about now. So it'd be great to match that or beat it, actually. It'd be great to beat that. So if we could do 8 million pounds this year versus 7 million pounds collected last year, we would be delighted with that.
Sean, you mentioned the website, and that really is a resource, right? Just should let people know, like, there's no registration involved here at all, right?
That's right. Absolutely. You've got a few ways to, once you've gathered your items up, to donate. One is you could go to your local bin. For example, in the Ottawa area, we've got about 35 bins that, again, you can find on our website, declutter.diabetes.ca, to find the closest bin location. I always remind people, if it doesn't fit in the bin, don't leave it on the outside.
Yeah.
So use that bin drawer as your indicator, and basically that would be like a regular half garbage bag.
Appreciate the time, Sean. Thanks so much. We'll be right back after this.